Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Topher. I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I'm on a limited budget and I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. So the beers that I review on this channel usually come in around the $2 price range. And such is the case with today's selection. I paid $1.67 for the 12-ounce can of Squatters Hop Rising Tropical Double IPA. Show you the can there. Alright, that is from, let's see, do they have... That's funny, they don't have the independent label. I'm kind of surprised about that. Well, gang, here we are in the midst of, I can't say the specific word. I don't want to demonetize, worry about, I want to be able to monetize this one day. But we are in the middle of a health crisis. It's it's forcing us to go to different venues for some of the different things that we need. One of those things that I need is beer. And so I went to my local Smith's, and they have a build-your-own six-pack. Paid $9.99 for it, which means that each beer that ends up being $1.67. Um, is it great beer? No, but there are some craft breweries there. Most of it, admittedly, is faux craft, meaning breweries that used to be craft that have since been bought out by some corporate conglomerate and now are no longer can call themselves craft brewers. And I like the gang at Squatters, but not seeing the independent label on here makes me wonder. I gotta wonder if Squatters wasn't bought out by somebody. If anybody out there knows and wants to write in the comments about that, please let me know. Now, I originally tried the Hop Rising non-tropical, just the original Hop Rising double IPA, back in December of 2016, and gave it a 4.25 at that time. So I haven't had this particular beer. In fact, I've only got 8 friends on Untappd who have tried this beer. Cumulatively, collectively they've given it a 3.79. 8,776 of us on Untappd have given it a collective score of 3.76. Beer Advocate only has 36 rankings, collective score of 3.89, cumulative score of 89. I'm sorry, the collective score amongst the 36 rankings is 3.98. The overall score is 89, which on Beer Advocate's ranking is very good. So I am using and drinking these beers that I'm finding on grocery shelves. That's not where I usually go to find my beers. So you're going to have to bear with it. If memory serves, I think there's only one beer in this entire thing that is not an IPA. So I'm not even going to go on to that. You all have heard me complain about that so many times. I'm not going to bore you with that any longer. That's not the case. Anyway, going to be a lot of IPAs. That's what's affordable. That's what's on the shelf. That's actual craft and not faux craft. So there you have it. This beer has 2.5 months until its enjoy by date, so it's well within range. With a 9% ABV, typically Imperial IPAs come in between 7.5 and 10%, so it's actually on the higher end of that. Let's see what else we got here. I guess nothing. I guess nothing. That's the ins and outs of it. There you have it. There's going to be using my tulip glass, just so you know, according to Beer Advocate and other blogs that I've come across, Kegerator being one of them. Anytime you drink an imperial ale, it is perfectly acceptable and even recommended that you drink said imperial ale out of a tulip glass. So whether it's an imperial pilsner, an imperial stout, an imperial IPA, doesn't matter. That's what you're supposed to be using. Real quick, I'm going to read to you what it says here. Our brewers don't get out much, but when they do, they come home with more than a sunburn. Our much-loved double IPA is testing the tropical waters with notes of mango and citrus derived entirely from exotic hops. Pass the conch, hold the fruit. So this is going to have flavor that is imbued by hops rather than the beer itself. Squatters is an outfit out of Salt Lake City. They and Wasatch are even on the same grounds, and they do get lumped in together. But when I did my overall impression of Squatters, I discovered that I have had 7 Squatters beers with an average score of 3.18. So actually, I haven't scored too high with Squatters. I've done much better with Wasatch, and you can argue that Wasatch and Squatters are the same thing. In a lot of respects, they are. In fact, there was one time, and I don't know if this is still the case, but Utah Brewers Collective was nothing more than Squatters and Wasatch. I don't know if that's still the case anymore or not. But the point being, even though they have some of the same staff and are on the same grounds, they are not, in fact, the same brewery. And all I can tell you is when I went to a tasting, met the guys from Squatters and Wasatch, found out that they were a lot of the same guys. Still, they are two different breweries, and they wish to be treated as such. So I did not incorporate the Wasatch beers in that score of 7 beers with an average score of 3.18. I am going to pour this now, and this is pouring a very golden color. Guys, what you're seeing on the camera is actually the color of this beer, and I am so thankful for that. That is so rare that that actually happens. Okay, I'm going to describe that as medium-high carbonation. High carbonation, but not like Pilsner-like carbonation. Now what you're seeing is actually about 2 shades darker, but this is a very brassy yellow color. Not golden, but very, very brassy, and maybe even bronze, I would go so far as to call. No, it's not dark enough. What you're seeing basically is bronze. This is more brass. That head is actually going nowhere. It is very firm. It is very solid. I'm not seeing very little in the way of bubbles popping on top of here. I mean, I am now, but it sure took a while for that air to hit it. Before it even hits my nose, I can smell the booze. I'm not really smelling much of the hops, but I am definitely smelling an alcoholness to this. 9% ABV, that's to be expected, huh? Well, let's give this a quick beard wipe, see if I can get some of that tropical notes. And I did this time. I definitely did. I get that pineapple for sure. I can definitely say that I'm getting that pineapple note. Stick my schnoz directly in and see what else I can encounter. Okay, so yes, I definitely got pineapple, and that is definitely foam on my nose. And but I'm getting like a boozy pineapple. Basically, it almost smells like a drink you'd get at a tiki bar where you get booze, a boozy smell, and pineapple smell. I'm gonna go ahead and start drinking this because hell, we're almost 7 minutes into this, and I haven't even sampled it yet. So let's get to drinking. Cheers. Okay, first impressions. Yeah, there is a little bit of an alcohol burn there. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not crazy alcohol burn. Like my throat isn't on fire, but there is an alcohol burn. I'm getting some of the pineapple. What is the other flavor this is supposed to be? It's just tropical, and then it just says on the back of here with notes of mango and citrus. So yeah, it's not even necessarily supposed to be pineapple, it's just mango and citrus. I'm not getting the mango really, but I am definitely getting, well, now as actually as the air gets to my tongue on an aftertaste, I am kind of getting that mango. Mostly pineapple though. I'm going to describe that as a medium mouthfeel. It's a little bit spiky, but not overly so. Yes, the alcohol burn is definitely there, and the citrus notes, as promised, are there. And it takes a bit for the mango. The mango doesn't come through until the aftertaste, and so that's why at first I didn't think I was getting any mango. You have to wait for it, but it does show up. The citrus shows up first in both bouquet and in flavor. But actually, this is a good beer. I can see why this is getting such high marks. I think actually for an Imperial IPA, Imperial IPAs are known for having a toned down hoppiness too. So in fact, I wasn't even able to get an IPA or an IBU count. I am going to tell you this real quickly. I've been using BJCP's 2015 version. Sometimes it comes through, sometimes it doesn't. I found another at the App Store that was BJCP, doesn't have any year on it, got a lower score. However, I was able to find Imperial IPAs on that BJCP app, which I wasn't on the others. So now I've got 2 BJCP apps on my phone. The other one, the one that does not have a year attached to it, says that Imperial IPA should come in between 7.5 and 10% ABV. So yes, that is one thing I will be using, and I will be trying to let you know in the future whether I'm using the 2015 version or whether I'm using the dateless version. But either way, they're both BJCP, which, if you are unaware, is Beer Judging Certification Program. That's what I use in order to discern what the factors for for the beers that I sample should be, what the characteristics should be, such as IBU, ABV, color, mouthfeel, all kinds of things like that. I always go to BJCP for those things, and I highly recommend that you do the same thing. Um, if you're out there and you know the score of whether Squatters has been bought out by somebody, please let me know, because I guess I could do some research myself, but I'd hate to hear that. I like those guys a lot. When I met them at a beer tasting, God, that must have been who we're talking about 7 or 8 years ago, probably. I met the guys from Squatters and Wasatch, good guys. I'd hate to think that they had actually sold out. I mean, we're right now. I'm still feeling the burn from New Belgium being sold out, being bought out. I I love New Belgium back, and I really did. I admired them, and I used to, it because of them. I actually created the hashtag successful, not corporate, and now they are exactly corporate swill. So, anyway, off the soapbox, back to this beer one more time. Want to show you the can one more time. That is the Hop Rising Tropical Double IPA. And as I said before, the one that is not tropical, just there's the Hop Rising Double IPA from Squatters. I give 4.25 back in the day. I'm going to be giving this beer, I'm going to give the beer a 4.0, and the can is going to get the extra 0.25. So it's going to get the same score as the non-tropical version of this beer. And I think highly of it. And if you're in a situation to get beers like I did for a buck 67 through your, build your own six pack at your local grocery store, do it by all means. Well, guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. And hey, let's be safe out there, okay? Cheers.